for you. Only you have the what? The power to forgive them for you. Only you have the power. Matthew chapter 18, verse 21 to 22 says this. Then Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? Up to 7 times? Doesn't 7 seem like that's a strong number? Because he's not saying how many times should I forgive people. He's saying how many times should I forgive the same joker. How many of y'all got one of them same jokers in your life? It's the same joker, the same. Wish I had never met you, joker. Come on now. Peter thought he was being real Christian, real spiritual. Up to 7 times. And he picked one of them spiritual numbers, 7. See, Peter's like, I've been listening. See, 7. That's your favorite number, isn't it? And here's what Jesus says. He says, I tell you, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. Woo! 70 times 7. What is forgiveness? What is forgiveness? What is forgiveness? Let's go with a definition here so we can be on the same page, right? Let's read this together. Forgiveness is a conscious, deliberate decision to release feelings or resentment or vengeance toward a person or group who has harmed you, regardless of whether they actually deserve it. Read that again so it can sink in. Some of y'all should not have come to church today. Forgiveness. A conscious, deliberate decision to release feelings or resentment or vengeance toward a person or group who has harmed you, regardless of whether they actually deserve it. I'm going to go a step further, regardless of whether they've actually repented or even asked you to forgive them. How many of y'all trust the Lord? Raise your hand. Okay? Trust me. We're going to work this thing out good, well, and proper. Amen? Trust me. Trust the Lord. Trust me. We're going to work it out. All right. All right. As we look at this thing called forgiveness, as we look at this definition, as we go deeper into this, we're going to discover a few things that God is going to give us so that we're going to be able to fulfill what we are supposed to do. A conscious, deliberate decision to release feelings or resentment or vengeance. Okay, I had a thought and it went away, it came back. God is not saying that you're excusing the behavior. Forgiveness doesn't mean, no, it's okay. I forgive you for raping me, and forgiveness means it's okay what you did. No. You might need to still go to jail. You might still burn in hell. That's between the law and God, and I might still testify what you did, but as I'm up there, you're no longer hurting me by your presence. I'm free from you. And if I've forgiven, if the Lord leads me to not go to court and testify against you, I'll do that not because you're pressuring me, but because God told me to. The Lord might also lead me to go ahead and go to court and put, can I go there a little bit? Can I do that, please? And put your butt in jail so you won't rape the next person. But as you go, I have no hatred and bitterness towards you. I've forgiven, but you will pay the price for what you did. So forgiveness has nothing to do with the responses or the reactions that come from it, and forgiveness has nothing to do with somehow justifying their behavior. Forgiveness, we're going to find today, is a spiritual thing that above all simply frees you. Simply frees you. Simply frees you. Here's what unforgiveness looks like. Gentlemen with the ball. Unforgiveness represents, look at that for a moment. I want you this to absorb into your spirit. Look at his attitude. Look at what's going on to him. And the main thing about this I want us to look at is he's holding on to it. He is holding on to this thing. He is not letting it go, and while he's holding on to it, it is reminding him about whatever just happened. And the longer he holds on to it, and the longer he looks at it, it's continuing to minister to him. These rappers, these singers, these movies, those are ministers. They minister to you. They either minister life or death. Satan is a minister. Farrakhan is a minister. But what is it that they are ministering? That's what you have to pay attention to. Oh, I like the beat. The devil's not about the beat. He's about the message within the beat. And so holding on to this is causing this young man to have that attitude, these feelings, these emotions. Let me ask you a question. Where's the person who did him wrong? I don't even see anybody, unless he's mad at the basketball. You ain't go in. You a bad ball. No, you're a bad shooter. It has nothing to do with the ball. I don't even see the person. I don't even see the incident. I just see him holding on to the memory. And it's doing what? The longer I leave this picture up here in real time, it's continuing to affect him. Whatever he's grieving over could have happened last minute, last month, or last year, but because he's holding on to it, it's happening when? Right now. Some of you have deceived yourself into thinking you have gotten away from that man, away from that woman, or away from that situation because they might not be in the four walls of Revived Church. But guess what? In your spirit, if you haven't let go, they're sitting right next to you right now. And they're constantly picking at your spirit. Why? Not because of what they did, but because you're still holding on to it. How many of y'all trust God? Please keep trusting. I promise the sermon gets better. Amen? All right, all right. Come on now. We like the part of the surgery where the cancer is out, but at the beginning of the surgery, they got to cut, right? They got to cut you for it. This is the cutting part. I promise to tell your neighbor it gets better. Come on, tell your neighbor it gets better. All right, all right. So unforgiveness looks like this. It feels like this, but forgiveness looks like this. Feels like this.